Ladies and gentlemen, I come back once again here to highlight on some very mystical issues that are happening right now in Ukraine. European Union giving a statement that they are going to finance war in Ukraine indirectly. That will have a very bad repercussions because why are you sending Air Force hardwares to Ukraine and they don't have airfields? They are all damaged. How will this work? This is going to be a serious threat. I challenge the NATO chief policymaker. You would have done this before, not now, in the middle of the crisis where there are no airfields. The bridges are damaged, everything is not in order. This is not the time to do that. This is not the time to do that. This would have been done before the war broke out. Now you're dealing with logistics before sending. Everything about EU is late. NATO is behind in logistics. It's so sad to see Africans in a white man's land in the name of being students, employees, or expatriates, suffering the way they are suffering right now. This is so bad. Black people, students, entrepreneurs, they are being segregated by the Polish Board Management Authority. What have they done? They are running away from the war-torn zone. Why should you victimize them? Because of the color? They are black people? They don't deserve to use your borders? Or you think they are coming to European Union as refugees? These are students who are having further studies in the land of Ukraine. And when you frustrated their easy movement through diplomatic explanation, it's a fair point. Regardless of whatsoever, they should be given a transit route without conditions. Without conditions. What you're doing is not right. It's not right. Poland, open up your borders for the students to pass. These are not refugees without conditions. These are refugees with legitimacy. Give them an opportunity to transit through your nation. They go where they want to go. They go where they want to go. Or you want them to die in Russia? Conflict in Ukraine? In 1 or 2 days from now, the Russian will take over the Kyiv. And the bombing will intensify. This is not a laughing matter. Black people who will bless us. We hate ourselves, then we are hated, and we are told to hate ourselves more, and then we accept that situation. The situation alongside these European borders in regard to the black people communities that are fleeing from the war-torn Ukraine right now is catastrophic. Let black people go where they want to go, like other white people. They want to go home. They want to go home. I have not seen not even a single toothless African president standing up and airing his voice in regard to this war on Ukraine. If you can't be able to stand in front of the media or in front of the diplomacy, and then you let people know we want peace, then you are bureaucratic. Your work is to rush to China, rush to Ukraine, rush to America, rush to Russia when you need money. But now you cannot talk because you owe Russia in terms of technology, aviation, ammunition, and other undisclosed diplomacy ties. You cannot speak out anything. On the other side, you need America, you need Europe, because you want to go there for medication. You want to go there when you want to buy anything. You want, because you want to go to World Bank and borrow money. Fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga. We need to wake up. Our African leadership is not hearing any voice. They are keeping quiet. When Ukraine is burning, when Putin is also trying to prove his ego, it is wrong for Americans to extend nuclear arsenals at his backyard. He will not allow that. African AU, where are you? Where is the delegate at the United Nations Congress in New York? It's only one Kenyan man who stood up and said, the way it is, the borders were colonial premeditations. We want to go back to the days of empires, and every single empire must claim its territory. If Russians, what they are doing is wrong, then even what Americans did to the Mexicans is wrong. And also what Americans from Europe did to Red Indians in the United States is wrong. And what French is doing in West Africa is also wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. This war will create a lot of mess. And this mess will bring economic sanctions. This is the time for Russia to know its allies, and it's time for the West to know its allies. So the world is divided. And because African countries, they know they need both of them, that's why they're keeping quiet. You cannot even talk about peace. You're a coward. You cannot send soldiers. There's nothing Africa has to offer. Not ammunition, not logistics, not consultants, not diplomacy, nothing. You're dumb. Your work is to consume the technologies created by these people. But you cannot answer the query. Rise above and say, this is my political leverage, your political interest. Stand up. My nigga. Stop these motherfuckers, man, from doing the shit they're doing, nigga. Fuck that shit, man. Europe is overwhelmed by confusion. NATO is late. Late. Putin ahead of you with 20 years in terms of what he is planning to do. Belarus did a referendum from being a non-nuclear state to a nuclear state, meaning Putin can put his nuclears in Belarus. And he also wants to do the same with Ukraine, because NATO and Americans, they have nuclear in Romania. He wants to counterattack the threat. If you go back to the history of the Russia, you know more about the Russian Empire. This is my own opinion, not your opinion. The war will continue, but our black people who are stuck in war zone must be given diplomatic response. Silence is worrying. Right now in Ukraine, there's no airfield, no flights. Even the trains, they're gonna bomb. And the roads, they're gonna, it's gonna be hectic. It's just the beginning. And we cannot see this. African governments cannot see this. Cannot say this. They're keeping quiet, watching as the black people are marginalized at the border entrance, because they think They are opportunists. These are legitimate people who are in Ukraine doing their further studies or international entrepreneurs. Give them the privilege they deserve, they want. They get out of the situation they are in. They get out of the situation they are in. Hit that subscription button, like and share. I have a lot to discuss and to tell you.